Former Army Chief General J.J. Singh has joined the BJP as the country's attention is focused on the Punjab election. I'm Barkha here with the Mojo story. Let's bring you a preview of our newsmaker on the program today. There you can see former Army Chief General J.J. Singh, previously with the Akali Dal, switching sides to join the BJP. He is the second military chief to be with the BJP after General V.K. Singh, who's a minister in the present government. There is, of course, a debate also raging presently in the media over the ideal relationship between high-ranking military personnel and the general arena of politics, no matter which party it is, the BJP or any other. Let's go across and now live to the General J.J. Singh is with us. You can see those pictures today. He's our newsmaker for today. What makes a soldier, a gentleman known for his gallantry and his plain speak be able to survive in politics at all? That's something we want to understand from him. Welcome to the program, sir. Good evening. Great to see you. First, let me start by asking you, what made you, sir, join the BJP? You've previously contested against Captain Saab, Captain Amrinder Singh, on an Akali Dal ticket. What made you change your mind and join the BJP, sir?
Good evening, Barkha. First and foremost, I want to tell you that I want to serve the people of Punjab because in my service career, I never served in Punjab for a long enough tenure. But besides that, I also feel that joining a party like the Bharatiya Janata Party is a party which has not only a national presence but also an international aura as a party which has produced a leader like Shri Narendra Modi ji. Now, I joined the party because I feel that it is a party which has an ideology. It's got the real philosophy of leading our country to become a world power in the future. This party has also shown that they can take care of our countrymen in various parts of our country. And of course, in the game of politics, they also have tried to tell the country that corruption can be eradicated in our country. It's one of our biggest banes. So, policies, upright leadership, and anti corruption stand is something which has made me join this party.
What made you disillusioned with the Akali Dal? A few years ago, you had joined the Akalis with the same enthusiasm. I remember interviewing you even then. What made you disillusioned with the Akalis?
I will tell you the truth that I was stabbed in the back by them. I failed to understand why they gave me a ticket and then they asked their cadres to vote for the Congress. Now, you should understand that I felt cheated. I mean, it was not fair for them to have sacrificed me in that manner. The votes of the Akalis worth 20, 25, 30,000 were not with me. If they were with me, I would have probably won that election. So I got 12,000 votes based on my own persona, my own personality, my own appeal to the people. And they wanted good people to come into politics. They voted for me. But my own party did not vote for me. So that's why I felt disillusioned with the Akali Dal. And secondly, I also realized that they are riddled with conflict of interest and corruption in the sense that their leaders have interests in schools, in the field of transport, the various mafias of sand, bajri, and liquor. So when I realized all these things, that many of them I did not know. In fact, I've joined them saying that I'm a Sikh. I should join the Sikh party, which has a manifesto and which has a constitution of 1920, which is an ideal constitution of a secular state or secular party. And therefore, I joined them. But then, after the way I was made to lose that election, I said, I'm not going to stay with you any more. So
Can you elaborate on this? That you say the Akalis made you lose your election. Can you elaborate on this?
yes, because when my own party doesn't vote for me, they are helping the adversary to win. And even Amrinder Singh was surprised to have got 70,000 odd votes. Normally, they would have got 40 to 50,000 on a good day, but they got so many more. And I didn't get the Akali votes which should have come to me. So, I would say, as a beginner in fighting elections, it was quite a disillusionment for me.
Why do you think the Akalis did that? You're actually saying with full responsibility that the Badals helped Captain Amrinder Singh to win the election. They didn't even get their own cadres to vote for you in the last election. Why would they do that?
I think they had some understanding with the Congress, and in many places they did that. And I was told by Akali people, General Saab, what is it about you? ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ? ਇਹ ਤੇ ਆਪਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡਦੇ. That means they would have similarly aligned with Congress in other seats as well. With the result, the Congress got something like 77 seats, which they never ever expected.
But look at the irony of your political life, General J.J. Singh. You contested against Captain Amrinder Singh, who was then the Congress Chief Minister. Today, Captain Amrinder Singh is in alliance with the BJP, the same party you have joined. These are the kind of ironies they say a soldier can never make sense of. Soldiers are too straight as an arrow for politics. So, how are you making sense with the fact that the same man you contested against in Patiala is today your ally?
First and foremost, Barkha, I want to say that if I have entered the arena of politics, it is basically कि मैं लोगों की सेवा करूं. I serve the people, not rule over the people. All these politicians have led Punjab down the drain because for the last 20, 25 years, they have only looked after their own interests, and I said conflict of interest. So you never had any development in the real sense. And your bus service, for example, transport, was in the hands of the politicians. Your schools, private schools are doing well, government schools are not doing well. Private hospitals doing well, government clinics and hospitals are allowed to go to seat. So education also similarly. So what I'm trying to convey that the selfish interests of these politicians have made Punjab bankrupt, and then which made me further realize that I should not have anything to do with them.
So why do you have hope in the BJP? Why do you think the BJP will be different? The BJP hardly has any presence in Punjab, to be honest.
Yes, I think they have to do things to start building an infrastructure, a team from the groundwork. I saw last time when I fought the election in Patiala, the Akalis and BJP were together. And found the Akali workers were quite dedicated and devoted. A fair amount of votes I got was from them. So what I'm saying is that they are more committed. They are going to give good, shall we say, administration, a corruption-free administration, and they also have the policies which the leadership in Punjab, the bane has been that our top leadership has been not of the desired quality and not of the desired vision and farsightedness.
Tell me this, sir. Are you ready to think of Captain Amrinder Singh as a friend instead of a political foe? Because the unlikely things happen in politics. Captain Amrinder Singh, a bitter critic of the BJP, is today an ally of the BJP after being unceremoniously removed from his party, the Congress. Today, you instead of contesting against him, will be his ally. You will be on the same stage, on the same side. How does that feel?
One learns. I don't want to say much about it in the sense that we are personally have no problems with each other. We are both from the army. In the NDA, he was a little senior to me, and though he served very little in the army, but still, being an army man and I'm an army man, if both of us, our followers, synergize, we are likely to uh, uh, get very good support from all uh, all parts of the armed forces fraternity. So it's good. Now, there's a famous saying, you know it well also, politics makes for strange bedfellows. So then
Yeah.
there it is. We have seen it in our country and we have seen it in other countries. So therefore, I feel that yes, we can work together, and I have no personal grudge against him. It is only in the field of politics we had to criticize the weaknesses of the adversaries, which I did, and he also did in return.
Well, tell me this, are you planning to contest yourself this time? You say the Akalis backstabbed you. Now you're in the BJP. Are you going to contest elections?
Uh, I, I would say, Barkha, I have left it to the party to decide in what form and from where, in which manner they would like me to contribute to strengthen the party and to produce results. So I've been told that we need leadership to build the party. So I'm going to do that to the best of my abilities. And if they ask me to
Okay.
stand for elections from any constituency, I'll be prepared for that too.
Let me ask you this, the larger question. I don't know if you saw there was an op-ed in the Hindustan Times recently arguing that military personnel should remain apolitical, and it was written by a retired Air Force officer, Air Vice Marshal Manmohan Bahadur. This is something that tailed you even the last time. The suggestion that soldiers as high-ranking as you should not be in politics at all. How do you respond to this criticism or this concern in certain ranks of the military?
Barkha, uh, historically speaking, we have had examples of top military leadership getting into politics, and I would say American President Eisenhower is one such example. If we go further back, well, then a great soldier, the world's one of the famous soldiers of the world, Napoleon Bonaparte, was not a politician. He was a great general, a strategist, and we revere him for his military acumen. But he also ran the country. So, therefore, I would say this is uh, Marshal Bahadur's personal views. And there are some people who believe in that, but many have congratulated me for joining the BJP now. I've got so many messages from friends and from people I don't even know who said, "Well done, General Saab, you're entering into a right party for a change." That's their views. I mean, I can't say no to what kind of mail I got.
Well, you give interesting examples of Eisenhower and Napoleon. But soldiers are known for their plain speak, and you in particular, I know, are a very plain spoken man. Politics में बड़ी झूठ बोली जाती है. How will you adjust to that?
Yes, the famous Prime Minister of England, Winston Churchill, said politicians, if they make 10 points, only one is the truth, nine are lies or partly lies. So I don't
Yes.
know, but I personally have one aim to serve the people. For that aim, I will not sacrifice and I will be truthful. I will not uh, peddle lies and tell untruths to the people. I would be frank and fair, and my doors will be open. Just to give you an example, in the last election, each candidate prints about a lakh cards of his profile and his particulars and distributes it to people. Mine was one of the sole exceptions where I gave my mobile number, which even you are using today. So I've not changed that number. That means my doors were open to all. I want to be a role model politician if I'm given the chance, where I will say, "You are welcome to me." I will not have barriers in front of me, around me, to prevent people to have access to me. So I want to actually change the system of leadership in politics, because today, as I said, they had vested interest in allowing the state to go to the rock bottom. Today, Punjab is 18th in the country out of the 29 states. It used to be number one in the 1980 and 1990s. So how does this change? How has this change happened? People have shown their greed, their personal interests, and that was supreme for them. The state could go to the dogs.
One last question. There are those who might say to you, General Saab, for all the people who've congratulated you, that you've had the most coveted position that anyone can have in India. You've been the chief of the Indian Army. It doesn't get to be better than that. Nothing gets to be better than that. Why would the army chief want to be an MLA? Why? When you have seen the highest peak, you've climbed the highest mountain, what's the joy in climbing a little hillock after that?
Yes, Barkha, it's one way of looking at it, but is there a level for seva? Seva ki koi star nahi hota. I would say that if you don't become an MLA, you can't become a minister. You can't be an education minister, sports minister, home minister, or even the chief minister. So you have to get elected. So I don't know what people are talking. They are not clued up. Most people who have commented have no experience of politics. I've been a governor for 5.5 years. I swore in 2 chief ministers and maybe a score of ministers as the governor. I saw the coin from that side. Fighting elections is another thing. But here, with the new rules which the election commission has made, which are very good, I would say, no big rallies, no tamasha, no road shows. We'll do very small meetings in a controlled way. Well, that is how people like us who don't have the bags full of money. You saw how much money was found in one of the politicians' relations' house. How much? That is
You're
what is.
talking, of course,
That,
about the
well,
ED raids on the chief minister's
yeah,
relative, Charanjit
I'm
Channi.
not going to
Yeah.
name that, but you know it. The country knows it. So how can we match them for the amount of money they can throw in into the election? And they say, no, no, we spend only about 24, 25 lakhs or 27 lakhs, which was the limit earlier. Now it has been raised to 40 lakhs. People like us, we just can't match them. So I really found that that was a handicap. So now
Yeah.
with this kind of a thing, I think it'll be a more level playing field for all parties and all candidates.
Fair enough. My last question to you: what is your unfinished dream? You raised an interesting point. The Sikhs, your community, is known for their seva. Soldiers are known for their seva, and you say you have no, there's no level for seva. What is your unfinished dream? You obviously had a political dream, a larger public dream last time. It didn't work out with the Akalis. What is that dream today, sir?
Yes. Uh, Barkha, in one line, I will say, I would like to get the throne. I would like to get the crown of thorns. But the people should say that here is a people's MLA, here is a people's minister, here is a people's chief minister. Fortunately, in Arunachal, I was called the people's governor at the end of my term. Everybody in Arunachal vouched for that. So that was the biggest medal that I achieved. If the people respect you, if they say you're the people's representative and you are behaving like one and you're acting like one, that is my sole ambition now.
Do you see yourself as a possible aspirant to the chief minister's role?
Barkhaji, God knows what is destined for any one of us in the future. I'm only saying मुझे सेवा करने का मौका मिलेगा तो I will do 100% जी जान लगा के सेवा करूंगा अपने लोगों की.
Great, sir. Thank you. And we always say good people should join politics. More and more
Yes,
people should, from a
yes.
professional background, should join. And then when they do, some people complain. Of course, there's a wider debate on the military and politics, but you answered it with interesting examples. So thank you and good luck for your new innings, General Retd Singh. And we'll be in touch and we'll follow you on the ground in Punjab as you hit the campaign trail. Thank you very much, sir. Take care. God
Thank you
bless.
very much, Barkha. Thank you. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure.
God bless. Thank you, sir. Goodbye. Bye.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.